Go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon Podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon Podcast. Banks have quietly poured over 100 billion into blockchain infrastructure since 2020. Goldman Sachs is settling trades on chain. HSBC just tokenized gold, and 90% of global finance leaders expect blockchain to reshape finance by 2028. Curt Hopkins, CEO of MCQ Markets and founder of Concilium Ventures, has been on both sides, Wall Street and Web3. Today, he breaks down how blockchain is infiltrating traditional finance, what's next, and why this time it's not just about crypto hype. It's about how money moves. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you. Good to be here, Rocco.
I said to you off air, Curt Hopkins, one of the coolest names ever, right on par with Russell Crowe or WWE superstar. I love the Chicago accent. Now in the UK, but still you're rocking it. So
yeah, I got to keep the American accent. Can never lose that. That's for sure. So yeah.
First off, why are banks now sort of becoming the biggest blockchain adopters? I mean, this has been coming for a while, but what's fundamentally changed?
I mean, it is interesting. We've had Jamie Dimon, who runs the biggest bank in America, just ginormous bank. Mm-hmm. It's only gotten bigger as other banks have gone under, and they've rescued. I mean, he was basically over my dead body. Will we ever do, blockchain or Bitcoin? Yeah, for many years, but things have changed. It's just there. I mean, clearly the zeitgeist, has changed. The temperature, the vibe, whatever, with politics has changed. But the regulatory winds are shifting dramatically, and it's interesting being an American who lives abroad in technology for decades. America produces so much innovation on the tech side, and a lot of the crypto blockchain innovation was in the U.S., but many of those guys and gals did their projects elsewhere, right? They went offshore, maybe, to the Caribbean, or maybe they went to Dubai.
Asia.
Yeah, Asia, absolutely. Singapore, Europe, and so there is a huge opportunity to bring all that talent and innovation, those projects back home, because it still is the biggest capital markets in the world. It's very innovative. Capital moves very fast. People do things quickly. And, it's hard to believe, but I mean, a year ago, a lot of crypto guys would not fly to the U.S. because they're worried about getting prosecuted, right? Yeah. And when you have very respectable guys that were innovators, pushed the boundaries, maybe did some stuff that was on the edge, but they're also innovating.
If banks don't do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
As if they don't do it. Come on, let's be real.
So that's what happened. And so I think it's a big political. And now, I mean, we've got a new regulator. Paul Atkins is a substantive man. He's not a crazy, MAGA guy. He's pro innovation. He's been working in around the SEC and regulation for decades. He's substantive, and he is pushing an agenda, which is really very heartening. So I think the banks see that, and they also see the power of the tech and see the things have advanced. And it's just, many great things are coming together. So this is going to push forward quickly.
Yeah, for interesting for me is the fact that crypto never sleeps. And I feel, there is banking activity. Once the bank closes, everything happens. There's still, but like from a retail perspective, banks open at 9, close at 5, right? Your traditional. And if you're crypto native, you'll know that sort of, it's 24/7. It's if I want to do something, I can do it now. Do you think that's sort of also played a part when you see more and more people adopt? They're putting pressure on the banks to say, but I want to do stuff now. I don't want to wait till tomorrow.
Well, I mean, that, and I think the fact that the most profitable business in the world on a per employee basis is Tether, would drive any bank crazy. The fact that this little company that's got 100 people or whatever or less can make that much money, it's not even a bank, and they're illegal. They're and then so I think they start to see these business models and they go, wow, there is really something there, and it's massive, it's scaled, and we need to stop being afraid of it or assuming that everyone that touches it's criminal, right? So
So we've seen something like 350 blockchain-related deals by financial institutions since 2020.
mhm.
What's, in your opinion, the most significant use case that's actually working today?
I think a couple, as far as bankers are
Yeah,
concerned,
yeah,
and
yeah.
big and maybe big financial institutions, let's say,
Okay.
the big move we've seen has been going back to the U.S. Regulated market in RWAs, these real world
Ooh,
assets.
yeah, that's a
And
buzzword right now, right?
another buzzword. Now, the thing is, it's a bit of a misnomer because the assets we're talking about are not actually tangible assets. These are financial instruments, treasury, money markets, these kind of
Derivatives.
things. But what it is, these are products that are on chain where people can earn an interest, earn a yield, earn a dividend. And what's happened is you have all these stable coins with all this money sloshing around basically as deposits, and they
Mm-hmm.
need to earn some money with that. And so what market is massive? What market can they park some money in and make a couple percent interest? Well, on treasuries or money markets or private credit. So really the big money in crypto has come back to the US and started parking money there to make money passively. And that's been the
Mm.
massive, massive change. It's called real world assets, but that's where all the innovation, where there's tons of innovation happening right now. And it's very interesting.
And that's where you play a bit as well with MCQ Markets. I've read that something to do with exotic cars and investing fractionally into that. What's that all about?
Yeah, so at mcqmarkets.com, we're all about how do you provide new investment opportunities to people, to normal investors that
Yes.
like alternative assets. And collector cars is very interesting. I mean, a lot of guys, it's more
It
guys
is
than gals,
interesting
but
because, first of all,
yeah,
they seem to go up and to the right, the value.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, last 10 years, 185% increase in value. That's a 10 to 15% historically. We don't guarantee any of that, obviously, going forward, but these
Mm,
things
mm.
historically make decent returns. It's a massive market. It's a $50 billion or upwards of $50 billion worth of collector car trades are made every year, bought and
Jeez.
sold. So it's huge. But the thing is, if you want to get into we've got a new Lamborghini Diablo that we're going to be putting on. There's a wait list on it right now, but it's going to be going live on our site soon, and
Okay.
it's worth over $1 million, right? And if you want to invest in that, you know, it's a lot of money to put on a car.
Yes.
But if you want to come in and make a return on that, hopefully, I mean, because that's what's happened in the past, then you
Hmm.
can invest some money in it and see, hopefully, a decent return. In our first car, we're exiting right now, which is the
Yes.
1986 Lamborghini Countach, just made a 14% return for our investors, net of fees, after fees, all that kind of stuff.
But I mean, it's speculative as well, and people,
Yeah,
any investment is
it is
speculative. But
speculative. Absolutely, it is. Yeah.
what's interesting to me is two things that I wanted to ask you is where are the cars held? Because usually
hmm
when I invest in something, it's in a safe or it's in the bank's
hmm
custody, or where is it? Do we know where it is?
Yeah, so these cars, all the ones we have on our platform right now, are
Mm-hmm.
all in our showroom in Miami. So we have a perfect specked out showroom in a
Mm.
nice part of Miami that doesn't flood. So don't worry,
I was
it's
about to
inland a ways.
ask.
Okay, yeah, exactly. No hurricanes, and it's well insured and great security. And Rocco, come out to Miami.
Yeah.
Hop on the next flight and come on over, and would love to see. So. And the cool thing about these investments, you can actually see them. You
Yeah.
can go kick the tires. You can sit in them. Um, Unfortunately, we don't let folks drive them
Driving. Yeah.
because putting mileage on cars that are collector cars is not a good idea. But they're all working. We can start them
Yeah.
up. You can see them in action. So they're great cars. We don't put mileage on them other than a couple miles a year to get them to the shop to get worked on and back, or to get them on a truck to get them to the
Yeah.
shop and back. But yeah, so they're beautiful, and you can come see them. And yeah, so everything we have will be in a very secure, insured, good place
Do
for
you
car storage.
think that the sort of uh, EV, I don't want a movement or transition
Hmm.
or whatever. We don't know if that's going to be the final form of the car. Do you think that's going to help or hinder the classic car collection and in terms of value?
I think so far it's only helped
Mm.
because even though people drive EVs. I mean, I even have an EV. I mean, maybe I shouldn't confess it on this show, right? But
No, no,
so
sacrilege.
I've driven EVs. They're fun to drive. They're good around town. But if you want to drive across America, there's maybe better cars to have for
Yeah.
that. And you're obviously not going to get the thrill of raw power, the shifting of gears, the ability to do amazing things. So I think, okay, people may have these cars, but a collector car is something that you don't drive every day. It's not a daily driver. It's
Yes.
something that you enjoy, you cherish, you take out every once in a while. And that's going to continue. These are historic pieces. And, besides, I think EVs have definitely hit a plateau.
Mm.
You see it here in the UK. It's a higher plateau than where it's landed in the US for sure.
Yes.
So I expect penetration and increase of EVs to continue for urban driving, but for more ex-urban driving, I'm not sure there's a long-term case for that yet.
Why would you say there's a higher plateau in the UK than the US?
It's just where it's at because right now I think penetration of EVs is around 7-8%, something like that in the US, and here in the UK we're in the mid-teens, maybe a bit higher.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so
Yeah, I mean
like
there's just been more subsidy. It's a smaller country as well, by the way,
yeah,
so
subsidies. Yeah,
and a lot smaller country. Yeah.
certain people subsidies away, and then they got really
Mhm.
mad about it.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
allowed
Exactly. Yeah.
we're not allowed to talk about it. That's not what
Okay.
it is about. Um, do you think, and we're very early,
Hmm.
but let's say because like what a 68 Mustang or Pontiac or something like that, like a good old fashioned American muscle car, what's it, 60 years. Do you think an EV will ever be able to become a Countach or a Ferrari Spider or something like that?
Mm. Well, I mean, clearly the Ferrari, supercar, biggest car of the year that came out this year was a hybrid,
Mm.
largely electric, very controversial.
Hmm.
People still bought them, still putting down their 3, 4, $5 million to buy these cars now, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I mean, there
Okay.
is, part of the problem is you can't necessarily work on them yourself. That's the challenge, right?
Yeah.
So, whereas these older cars, if you want to fix them up, do a lot of work yourself, a lot of the engine work, you can do it yourself, which is great.
Yeah, sort of like Apple, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then, I mean, here's the other thing: is there's a lot of resto mods out there where
Oh
people are
yeah, so
taking old chassis, and they're putting batteries and electric
yeah,
motors in them as well. So
yeah,
that's also a
that's
trend.
so.
So yeah, I mean, people are
So
creative.
it's only
Yeah,
cars of the platform right now. Am I wrong?
yeah. It's only cars, but we will be moving into other
What are you looking at?
tokenized
What are you
alternative
looking at?
assets as we go.
What are you looking at?
Well, we believe it or not, we are looking at handbags.
Like Birkins and stuff.
Yeah, Birkins and Kellys. So
Oh,
we
okay.
are,
Interesting.
there'll be news coming out about that later in the autumn. So that'll
Okay.
be exciting. And then the other thing we've got on the go right now is we have a new product that we've been just funding ourselves, but
Okay.
it is what we call McQueen Garage, and it's for trading in exotic and luxury cars. So these are not necessarily collector cars. So these are cars that may depreciate, the stuff you tends to drive, but cars that are still worth a
Yes.
$250,000 and up. So
Yeah.
we're doing that, and we have some other yield-bearing, products coming out soon that we'll tokenize as a part of our new partnerships we'll be
Absolutely
announcing.
fascinating stuff because now that you the handbags things are really interesting because
Hmm.
I did not know A that they were that expensive, but B that the second-hand market could in some instances when it's well looked after be even more expensive because of rarity.
Hmm. Yeah, and of course the original Birkin was just sold at auction. last month, I think for $7 or $8 million, which is crazy.
Really.
So
Oil money will always be oil money.
Yeah. Well, this was Japanese money, and Lauren Sanchez was in there bidding, but she gave up at about $2 million apparently, or Jeff did. Someone gave up over there. So, yeah, no, it was Japanese money in the end that bought it.
Wow,
but, there you go.
Look at that! Look at me putting I'd now have to take my foot out of my mouth. Anyway.
Yeah, that's okay. Well,
Curt, thank you so much for joining me today. Absolute pleasure learning all about what you guys do and the future of tokenization. If the people want to go and connect with you, where can they do that? Where can they find you?
The best thing is check out our website, mcqmarkets.com. And you can, if you're big social media, Instagram is a good place as well. MCQ Markets.
Put all the links here somewhere. Thank you so much for joining
Fantastic.
me.
Okay.
And to our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. We'll catch you in the next one.
The air is cold, but it feels right. I don't speak, I just stare.